Hello everyone, it's been a while since I last reviewed your custom kits, so we're gonna do it again, and this time it'll be a little bit different. Rather than just giving my thoughts, I'll try to give them a rating out of 10 for both casual and competitive. So, I don't know, we'll see how fun this is. You can join my Discord server if you want to submit your own kits, subscribe if you enjoy, and let's get started. Alex submits Perfect Grim Range with Burst Bomb and Super Chump at 200p. So there's the obvious part that Burst Bomb on Range Blaster would be really good in this game. Since you can run a few subs of Intensify and there's no ink armor, the burst combos are significantly better. It would probably be enough to push this weapon into high tier on its own. Obviously a very strong combination and can also help with its movement. It's a little more expensive in this game, but still very strong. Super Chump, on the other hand, at 200p is going to be really difficult. The main problem is because this already has a cooldown and it's 200p on one of the worst painting weapons in the game, you are literally going to get like 2 chumps a match. 190p or 180, I could see it if it were a bit lower. I think Chump is fine on range. It can tank a little bit, but I don't think this is a weapon where it helps too much with it, and the chip damage can definitely be nice. Since it's now 35 damage, it would be like getting hit with a mini burst bomb for any single one of those, so I could see the synergy with that, but I think if we're going to reference the Grim kit, something like Whale or even Missile would probably fit it a bit better. I like it overall though, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Gold Dynamo Roller, because this hasn't happened in the game already, with Splat Bomb and Booyah Bomb from Golden Dynamo Propaganda. I think this is one of its most likely kits. I mean, it is just a standard kit combo with Gold Dynamo and Kensa Dynamo in Splatoon 2. It would be fine. It's not a sub that can paint the weapon's feet, so I think in this case a bomb isn't amazing for this weapon compared to something like a burst or curling that would help more with that, but I mean, that being said, it's still a Splat Bomb. It's probably what I see happening, and I think it'd be nice since there's limited Booyah options, so if they did buff Dynamo a bit, I could see a kit like this seeing use. It would be fun, it makes sense, and it would be a strong kit overall. 8 out of 10. Coben wants Jet Squelcher with Burst Bomb and Kraken. I don't think it should be 190p, and that's gonna dock a point for me, but I mean, besides that, yeah, I really want this kit to happen. It was super fun, and I think Burst Bomb on Jet was never really the problem. I think Ray and Missiles on Splatoon 2 Jet were the problem, and if anything, having a special more aggressive like this would push it into more aggressive territory and give it a more unique playstyle. The only potential downside now would be that since Heavy Deco has Kraken, it would kind of compete with that and probably outclass it, but Heavy has 2 good kits and nothing's really hurting its wave niche, so I mean, I think it could be fine. I'm okay with this kit. I would still give it a 9 out of 10, still one of my biggest hopes for third kits. Medi wants Custom Blaster with Mist Inkjet at 190p, and yeah, I mean, this is also what I think it's gonna get. A lot of kits that are referencing Splatoon 2 are merging 2 parts of different kits. Mist is Mist. It's not great by any means. It's a bit more okay on this weapon since it's pretty fast anyway, and also, you know, Inkjet kind of best special in the game right now. That'll definitely be enough to boost up its kit quite a bit. Yeah, I think it'd be fine. I'll give it an 8. Excel wants E-Liter with Burst Bomb Kraken, a hybrid between the 2 Splatoon 1 kits this time. And I mean, yeah, that seems pretty terrifying. Like, it's just gonna be nearly impossible to kill this thing. If you ever close the gap, you're just getting Burst Bombed and Krakened. I'll put it this way, if they rework Chargers to be more healthy for the game in terms of how you interact with them, and Respawn Punisher stays a useless ability because of Tacticooler, so they actually have to be more aggressive, then sure, why not? That could be fun. In a game with Respawn Punisher, I give it a 6. It's definitely way too much. In a game where Chargers are more balanced, Cooler is a staple, and Respawn Punisher has been successfully either kicked out of the meta or reworked, then I give it an 8. It would be really fun. Expecting Nintendo to rework Chargers to be more healthy for the game and take care of Respawn Punisher is just a dream, though. Fork wants the Snipe Rider with Angle Shooter and Ink Storm, and I mean, these are 2 damage combo subs, and Storm could help with its paint, which, I mean, could actually be useful since this is being used to cheese zones right now, just like Mincemeat where you can just 5-tap the zone. Dark combos with it are okay, but I think the main problem is, 1, they're pretty precise anyway, but 2, you already have other shots to combo with it rather than needing the Angle Shooter, and throwing the sub would get rid of your charge. If they ever made it so you could throw the sub in between your 5 shots and it wouldn't consume the 5 shots and you could kind of use it as getting some extra shots in between, fun-wise, this would probably be like an 8 or so. Competitive-wise, like a 6. The sub just isn't great on it, but it's a weapon that isn't too sub-dependent anyway. It's mostly a special thing, and Inkstorm's pretty good for it. Moosh wants Undercover Umbrella Deca with Torpedo Tacticooler. Very Kunder vibes here. I mean, I think it's okay, but my main issue is I don't think Tacticooler really gives Undercover as much specifically. Like, the buffs for it are nice, but this isn't a weapon that can really quickly get kills. It would benefit a lot from the assists, obviously, to regen its shield. That's kind of its whole thing, and Torpedo is, of course, amazing for its fighting capabilities and poking, but I don't know. I just don't see it keeping up as well as it did in Splatoon 2. I think even if the weapon were buffed a ton, it would really like a special that more helps keep it alive or something that can deal damage, and a Cooler doesn't really do either. either of those. I mean, unless you count using the stand as a shield. I don't know. I could see it working though, and it would definitely be super fun. So I'll still give it an 8 on the instance that if I had this kit in the game, I would probably play it for fun a lot, but I think competitive wise, it's just still an undercover. Prince24 mentions the Tetradooley with Mist and Kraken, and I have to mention this for the combo this has, where you trap someone with Mist and then Kraken charge them, which could be hilarious. I'm actually someone who thinks Kraken on Tetra wouldn't be as broken as everyone thinks it would be. It would obviously be really good, but I think trading your sub for Mist rather than having something like a bomb, if it was like a 200 or 210p special, would probably be fair. Maybe make it 210 to be safe, but I mean, Mist on Tetra isn't the worst thing considering it can just kind of roll forward no matter what with QR. So slowing people down there is kind of nice, and I really like the synergy. So I'll give this a 9. All right, we got one of our first S-Blast 93s, and I have to show this one. I mean, the look on it is just really cool. From The Blaster here with Torp and Booyah. I really like Torp because it keeps the feet painting capabilities, which is basically the really fun part of Sprinkler. You do get some nice movement options, and having that while being able to have a combo tool of a sub would be really, really useful. Torp combos in general would be super fun on this weapon, both at long range and up close. Booyah Bomb is mostly good. Like, it's a nice entry tool. It's a very strong special. I wouldn't complain. The only real downside is if you're in on this weapon, like up close, you do have to be careful. You could Booyah Bomb way too close to people and end up getting killed through the armor. All things considered, that's a pretty tiny weakness. This would be one of the best possible kits it could get, and it would be very fun, and the look is cool, so that's bonus points. So 9.5 out of 10. Definitely would be 100% happy with this. Crash Tester wants Hydra with Wall Crab Tank. I mean, this thing sounds like absolute hell to fight against. I'm not sure how helpful the wall would be for Hydra specifically, but thinking about a crab that can also just have 800 HP of wall in front of it is just kind of ridiculous. It would be pretty good. Like, I think this would definitely give Hydra its niche. I'm just not sure if we want to see a Hydra that just never has to move the whole game. I guess in terms of how good it is competitive-wise, though, probably one of the better things Hydra could get. I'll give it an 8.5. Okay, another S-Blast 92 one from Exodus over here. I mean, obviously, Burst Bomb's really cool. I think this would be much more fair than on something like range due to the lack of long-distance AoE, so its burst combos would only be up close. Not that it would be unfair in range, but I mean, it would be more fun on this thing to me. But Chump on it is pretty interesting. Obviously, the special needs to be a bit better right now, but that kind of comboing with a 92 would be much more interesting because this weapon has the ability to both combo with it at a distance, but also when it's up close in its AoE mode, it's much more helpful. Obviously, Chumps are a bit weaker right now, so I'll probably give this one a 9 instead of a 9.5. But if they were to buff Chump a little bit, this could be even better than that first kit. Chada here gotta talk about his favorite Dynamo Roller kit, the Dynamo Roller Express. This is with Curling Bomb. I guess that could be most similar to Tempered, which is what they're talking about, and Crab Tank, which I mean, obviously Crab Tank, one of the best things in the game, but specifically here, meant to be able to counter stuff like Chargers, Splatlings, or Crabs. Basically things that Dynamo's hard countered by. I hadn't really thought about it that way though. This makes a lot of sense. If they did actually give Dynamo Crab, that would probably be the best special it could get. Or at least up there, because giving it the ability to deal with its counters, especially if it actually paints and is able to get it, could be really threatening. 9.5 out of 10. Did not realize just how good Crab was with this thing. Like, now I actually want Dynamo to get Crab. I mean, something's got to get in the next update. Nothing's gotten to Crab yet. It should be Dynamo. If we kept people waiting for Gold Dynamo and it gets a kit with like a good sub-weapon for it and Crab, I mean, I think people might be a little more okay with the wait. Non now submitted Blob Lobber Deco with Wall and Wavebreaker. I really like this kit. I think the combo capabilities that Wavebreaker has could be interesting with Blob to give it a bit better fighting capabilities because it takes 2 shots away that you have to hit to kill, which makes it much more reliable. And Wall with it works really well in Splatoon 2, both allowing you to stand in the open but also be more aggressive. I think this pushes it to a healthier playstyle, fits really well with the support role, and gives it more aggressive potential. Definitely a solid 9 out of 10. One of the best things it could get. I really hope this is something we see. Okay, another S-Blast kit, I know, but there were a lot of cool ideas here, and I've heard this one a little bit, which is what if you tried to give it a kit similar to Smash? I've seen a few ideas for this. Like, I think Crab Tank's standard fire could match Super Scope's like rapid fire thing, but I mean, this kit is obviously just based off what Inkling has in Smash, which is Splat Bomb and Killer Whale. I don't think it's an amazing kit by any means, not a bad one, but I have to just say the whole Smash Bros theming of this thing is a really cool idea. And that also gives it a cool name. Obviously, 93 is what's commonly used since that's when the Super Scope released in Japan. But S+18 for when Smash Ultimate was released is also just really cool. I like this idea. I'll give the kit an 8 out of 10 if the theming is taken into account and 6.5 if it's not. Wrapping up here, we got the Retro Tri-Slosher with Curling Bomb and Wavebreaker. I gotta say, the old Splatoon 2-in-1 green on this thing with the new look just fits super well. I really like it. Curling Wave is the kit. I think if you're gonna go with the Retro, you might as well just go full out and give this thing Burst Bomb. It's not super broken on it, and I mean, with Fizzy Bomb on the weapon, it's going to be really hard to compete with it. That being said, I think what this has over the other two kits is Wavebreaker, and Wavebreaker being able to combo with the one-shot with Try could be absolutely terrifying. It could be very nice for this weapon, and Curling can at least help it get it. I think the Nuvo kit would probably still be what's played overall, but I like the idea with this, and I could definitely see it. I'll give it a solid 6.5 competitive-wise, and I think casual-wise, it could be definitely one of the most fun kits in the game. But yeah, that's all your guys' kits. I had a lot of fun with this one, so thanks for submitting, guys. I always appreciate going through kits. It's very fun, and I'll see you all next time.